This is how I went about recreating the back rooms in my studio space at home. So it all starts with some creativity and a little bit of audacity.
I feel very confident that I could recreate the back rooms in my studio. Am I insane? Yes. Is that coming from my audacity and ADHD? Yes. But my ADHD and audacity has gotten me pretty far with doing photo shoots thus far. So
I started off by cutting up some cardboard boxes and making them into like little models of the backroom walls. For the wallpaper, I just printed out the backrooms wallpaper pattern onto some printer paper and then glued that on. For the floorboards, I just used some white cardboard. Then what makes it really cool is I found these little model chairs at Daiso and I ended up cutting those up and gluing them to the walls. I also decided to try recreating some other elements of the backrooms. So here I'm recreating the windows, and I also recreated the like pirate ship steering wheel. This one I wasn't as stoked about just because it wasn't as clean as the chairs, but I think it was still worth making just to like play around with. Then this is my little studio space, and thankfully it has drop ceiling and a very backrooms looking carpet. So I had a really good space to work with. I just put some of this renter friendly peel and stick wallpaper up on the walls. I used two different lens filters. So these are just cheap ones off AliExpress. The first one I used is meant to kind of imitate film grain. And then on top of that, I put this yellow lens filter, which really did a lot for this shoot. Then it was just a matter of playing with perspective, putting my little prop walls right in front of the camera to make them look like full-size walls. When I'm taking solo cosplay photos, I use the Canon Camera Connect app, which basically turns your phone into a remote control for your camera. And then it was just a matter of playing around with all the different like prop walls that I made. Some worked better than others, but like still, it's always worth trying things out even if they fail. And then I also printed out Kat and Bobby's missing poster to play around with that. And I'm really stoked about how these photos came out. So there are some tips if you want to try recreating the backrooms at home.